I'm Marisa Mangosing, and today I'll be discussing the final section of Chapter 10, which focuses on job design and measurement. First is the visual workplace. So it is a concept that emphasizes the use of visual devices to improve efficiency and communication in the workplace. So a visual workplace utilizes low-cost visual tools to share information quickly and accurately. Um, Instead of relying on paper-based instruction, we use displays and graphs that make data easier to understand at a glance. So this approach also help us to provide timely information in the dynamic environment, ensuring that the teams can react faster to changes. And then ultimately, a visual workplace should focus on continuous improvement, making processes more efficient over time. So here, the visual signals can take many forms and serve different functions. So in a visual workplace, they help us, number one, present the big picture. So ensuring that everyone understands overall goals and objectives. Then next is track performance. So providing clear indicators of progress and areas for improvement. And then the last one is maintain housekeeping. So reinforcing organization and cleanliness to create a more efficient workspace. So by implementing these visual signals effectively, we can make information more accessible and ensure smooth operations. Let's take a look at some practical examples of visual workplace in action. So on the left, we see a visual utensil holder, which encourages proper housekeeping by making it easy to see if any tools are missing or misplaced. On the right, there's a 3-minute service clock, a simple but effective tool to remind employees of their service time goals. So, this examples highlights how small visual improvements can make a difference in workplace efficiency and organization. Let's explore how visual signals help streamline operation in a workplace. So, on the left, we have an Andon system, which is a real-time visual signal. So, used in manufacturing. So, it alerts support personnel to specific issues such as line machine stopping or parts or maintenance needed or all system go normal operation. So by using these signals, no, teams can quickly identify and respond to problems, reducing downtime and improving efficiency. Now on the right, we see a Kanban system, so which helps in managing inventory. It ensures that parts are only replenished when needed, so fostering a just-in-time or the JIT system, and it also prevent overproduction or shortages. In a visual workplace, organization plays a key role in maintaining productivity. So the image on the left shows how Bean system help indicate daily requirements and allocation. So this allows workers to track materials and make adjustment as needed. So the image on the right, okay, represent posted instruction including the company data, the process specification, and operating procedures. So by making this information readily available, employees can quickly refer to best practices and work guidelines, so ensuring consistency in operations. Shift our focus to labor standards and why they are important. So, labor standards ensure efficiency, manpower planning. So, by determining the time required to complete a task, this help in labor requirements, managing costs, and ensuring fair distribution. So, by setting clear labor standards, businesses can optimize productivity while maintaining fairness and efficiency in the workplace. So, just to summarize, visual workplace enhances communication, efficiency, and organization through structured visual tools like signals, Kanban, and posted guidelines. So, combined with well defined labor standards, businesses can create a streamlined and productive work environment. Let's take a closer look at the labor standards and their significance in workplace operations. So, by the way, labor standards were established in the early 20th century and have since played a crucial role in both manufacturing and service industries. They are essential for determining staffing requirements, so it ensures the right number of workers for a task. And then next is establishing labor incentive system which help productivity based rewards. So here again, by implementing proper labor standards, organization can enhance productivity and then maintain fairness and optimize resource allocation. So why are labor standards important? So they help determine key operational factors such as number one is labor content of item produced. So understanding how much labor is needed for each product. Next is staffing needs, ensuring that the right number of employees are assigned to tasks. And then third one is cost and time estimate. Providing accurate forecast for budgeting and scheduling. And then the crew size and work balance, avoiding the overstaffing or understaff understaffing. And then next is expected production. So it's set realistic goals for output. The sixth one is basis of wage incentive plan, so ensuring fair compensation based on effort. And then the last one is efficiency of employees, so measuring performance and finding ways to improve. So here again, by considering these factors, companies can develop more structured and efficient work system. So now, how do we actually set labor standards? So there are four primary methods. So number one is historical experience. So using the past data to estimate the labor requirements. Then the second is time study. So it measuring how long it takes to complete a specific task. And then the third one is predetermined time standard. So it means using industry benchmark to set expectation. And then the last one is work sampling. So observing workers over time to establish productivity norms. So again, here each method has its own advantages, and companies often use a combination of these approaches to create accurate and fair labor standards. So, in summary, classmates, labor standards are essential for workforce planning, cost control, and productivity. So, by setting meaningful and accurate labor standards, businesses can optimize operations while ensuring fairness for employees. So let's begin by discussing one method of setting labor standards. Is the first is the historical experience. So these methods rely on how a task was performed in the past. So it is um, here easy and inexpensive. So since it uses existing data from the production records or time cards. So however, it has a significant drawbacks. No, the data is often not objective and can be inaccurate. As of course, the past performance may not reflect current efficiency of improvement. Because of this issue, so historical experience is not recommended as the primary method of setting labor standards. So, Here is a more reliable method for setting labor standard is the time studies. So this approach involves timing a sample of workers' performance and using that data to establish a standard. However, it comes with a few considerations. So it required trained and experienced observers. This is to ensure accurate measurement. And then please take note, cannot be set before work is performed. So meaning, we need a real-time observation. And then by carefully measuring the task completion times, businesses can develop more precise labor standards. So now, how do we conduct a time study? So here are the four essential steps. So we need to first define the task to be studied, identify the specific job or process to measure, and then next is divide the task into precise elements. So we have to break down the task into smaller, measurable components. And then third one is decide how many times to measure the task. Uh, Here, the more observation, the more accurate the standard. And then the last one is time and record elements, time and rate performance. Accurately document and assess the results. So here, by following these steps, companies can establish fair and reliable labor standards, leading to better workforce planning and efficiency. So, in summary, again, historical experience is easy but unreliable, while the time studies offer a more structured and accurate way to determine labor standards. So, by using precise measurement, businesses can optimize operations and improve productivity. So here, previously we covered the first four steps in conducting a time study. Now let's move forward with the next crucial step in the process. So computing the average observed time and normal time. Once we've recorded the necessary time observation, so the next step is to analyze the data. So um, the fifth step is to compute the average observed time. So this is calculated by dividing the sum of all record times for a task by the number of observations. So these steps help smooth out our variation in individual performance. So the next step is to determine the performance rating and normal time. So again, normal time is found by multiplying the average observed time by a performance rating factor. So the rating factors adjust for variation in workers' efficiency, ensuring a more accurate and fair standard. So this process ensure that labor standards are based on real world observations and adjustment for performance differences. Let's discuss another method for analyzing work performance. It's the work sampling. So this method is used to estimate the percentage of time a worker spends on different tasks. Instead of continuously measuring every second of activity, work sampling relies on random observations throughout the day. So, first, it helps determine how employees allocate their time, and then it can be used to set staffing levels, reassign duties, estimate costs, and establish delay allowances. So, unlike unlike the time studies, which require continuous measurements, here work sampling is more on efficient for jobs that involves multiple tasks throughout the day. So to conduct a work sampling study, we follow this five key steps. So number one is take a preliminary sample to estimate the initial values. Second is to compute the required sample size to ensure statistical accuracy. And then the third one is prepare a schedule for random observation at different times of the day. Next is we need to observe and record worker activities at those scheduled times. And then the last one is we need to determine how workers spend their time by analyzing the data. So here in the work sampling, by following these steps, businesses can understand workforce productivity and make data-driven decision on labor management. Here, to ensure the work sampling results are statistically valid, you must calculate the required sample size using this formula. So where N required sample size, Z standard normal value for confidence level, P stands for the estimate proportion of sample observation, and then H stands for the acceptable error level in percent. So here, this formula ensure that our observation are accurate and representative of real work conditions. So the larger the sample size, the more reliable the results. So um, for the work sampling, it provides a cost-effective ways to analyze workers' productivity and time allocation. So um, by collecting random observation and applying statistical analysis, so companies can optimize staffing, task assignments, and labor costs efficiently. Okay, for the work sampling, there are advantages. So it is less expensive, and then observers need little training, and then studies can be delayed or interrupted with little impact on result. And then workers has little chance to affect result, and then it is less intrusive. However, um, work sampling also has limitations. So, less precise in breaking down tasks compared to time studies. Potential for observer bias if random sampling is not maintained, and then it is less accurate when tasks are very short or highly repetitive. So for highly detailed task analysis, a combination of work sampling and time studies may be the best approach. So, classmate, here, work sampling is powerful tool for understanding workforce efficiency by strategically collecting data. So, companies can improve processes, reduce downtime, and enhance productivity. And then for my last slide, ethics plays a crucial role in job design. So influencing how workplace create fair and equitable environment. So here, fairness, equity, and ethics must be considered when structuring tools. So the key concerns include equal um, equal opportunity for all employees, and then equal pay for equal work, safe and healthy working conditions. So, collaboration with government agency, trade unions, insurers, and employees helps uphold these ethical standards. So, here, last is by prioritizing ethics in job design, organization foster trust, compliance, and long-term success. So, that's all. Thank you.